welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're doing urban legends from Kentucky. The first urban legend is the Hillbilly Beast. The Hillbilly Beast dates back to Daniel Boone's day. The tales describe it as a hairy, smelly Bigfoot-like being that howls. This legend was featured on the 4th season of History Channel's Monsters. The Hillbilly Beast is just like how Florida has the skunk ape, or known as Bigfoot, or the abominable snowman in other places. The next urban legend is the Hotrod Haven. The legend of Hotrod Haven dates back to the 50s. A young couple was on their way to a dance and speeding down Mitchell Hill Road, as common both back then and now. Their car crashed and the couple was killed. The cemetery at the top of the hill is home to the Mitchell and Griffin families. It is here the couple's bodies were laid to rest together. The young girl is said to walk the roads in search of something, perhaps a trinket she lost during the accident. The next urban legend is Sleepy Hollow. The Kentucky legends of Sleepy Hollow don't involve a headless horseman, but instead a creepy hearse and ghostly cries. The lore tells us that in Prospect, a hearse appears from thin air and runs drivers off the road. They also say sounds of crying can be heard from what was once the Crybaby Bridge. It is said that decades ago, women would throw their unwanted or sickly children off the sides to their death. Time warps have also been experienced. Drivers come to enter the road at one time and exit several hours later, according to the time. The next urban legend is Cody Road Railroad Bridge. In northern Kentucky stands the Cody Road Railroad Bridge. Unfortunately, there is severe flooding there, and decades ago, a woman is rumored to either have drowned or committed suicide during a flood. Now, iron gates are attached at either side that automatically close with a stop sign during flooding. They came too late though, as supposedly a woman's voice can be heard crying and calling out during floods. The next urban legend is on Narrows Road. A ghostly police officer supposedly likes to patrol Narrows Road in Erlanger, Kentucky in the 1950s. An officer was hit by another vehicle during a routine traffic stop. Now he pulls people over in the same vehicle but disappears as he walks to the person's car or away from it. He is said to sometimes talk to people he pulls over, so beware if you ever drive down this road at night. The next urban legend is the North Fork Southern Railway Trestle. In Flesherville, the Norfolk Southern Railway Trestle runs over Floyd's Fork River. It has been said that Goatman lives underneath the trestle and calls out in a childlike voice for help. Those who go to help may be found dead or not heard from again, so the legend says. So beware when you go near the Floyd's Fork River. The next urban legend is the Allendale Train Tunnel. Ellesmere, Kentucky is home to the Allendale Trailer Park, and behind it, in the woods, is the Allendale Train Tunnel. Legend has it, a man hung himself from a hook above the tunnel. Some say his ghost appears swinging from above the tunnel. Others say he walks the tunnels and screams can be heard echoing through it. So if you live near there, just know it's a man who killed himself. The next urban legend is Lamb's Ferry Road. On Lamb's Ferry Road in Ryland, Kentucky, in a dark, desolate area, sat the twin train tunnels designed by L&N Railroad, now CSX. Back in the 1930s, was hit and killed. Some say he was connected to the railroad Some say he was out for an evening stroll. Now he can be seen walking through the tunnel, seemingly trying to reach the exit. Sometimes he carries a lantern, other times not. The next urban legend takes at Iroquois Park. Iroquois Park in Louisville, Kentucky is a woodland gem in the heart of the South End. The lush green forest is filled with twisting trails of varying lengths where people hike, walk, and bike. Legend has it that in the 1800s, a settler and his wife lived there. The woman was home alone when supposedly Indians attacked. They killed the family dog first, then beheaded the woman and burned down the cabin. It is said that at times a thick fog overtakes the trails filled with the stench of smoke. Afterwards, a woman in 1800s clothing can be seen walking, covered in blood and carrying her severed head. Beware if you walk in this park. The next urban legend is Hogans Fountain. Hogans Fountain in the Louisville's renowned Cherokee Park is home to a finely crafted statue of Pan. For decades, late-night park visitors have claimed that on the full moon, Pan goes for a stroll. These nights are told to be filled with mischief, like car damage and other annoying acts. I would not recommend going to this park at night. That's just me. This next urban legend is a 2-for-1. It's called Pilot's Knob Watcher. People were once, and some still are, a very suspicious lie. In the late 1900s, small-town folk could be the worst. In the rural country, or Mariana, lies a small town called Pilot's Knob. In the 1900s, a woman and her 6-year-old daughter were accused of witchcraft, but their trial was forgone. Instead, the townsfolk burned them both at the stake. They feared the repercussions of their judgment and took precautions to prevent the child from returning. The child lays in a steel-lined grave, but dirt was replaced with concrete and gravel. They then put an interconnecting cross fence so that her spirit would be trapped within the borders. Today, the fence is wrought iron and has several spots that look to be pushed out from the inside by a powerful force. Small footprints can often be seen in the gravel as well. According to those who visited the site, the child witch can supposedly pull people down into her grave. Local residents seem fearful of this place. Near the child witch's grave site, another dark spirit looms known as the Pilot's Knob Watcher. This presence encourages a quickened pace and makes the hair on the back of their neck stand up. It seems to loom around the child's iron prison, making its presence known to those who go after dark. Some say it guards the spirit of the girl, others say it waits to snatch the child's spirit, dragging it into a darker place. Local residents avoid the area and seem somewhat frightened to speak of it, unlike most keepers of urban legends. If I were you, I would stay clear of Pilot Knob Cemetery. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe and turn the bell notification on so you know when I post. And let me know which story was the creepiest, scariest, or if you'll ever visit these places. Let me know down below. Bye-bye for now.